Hey guys, it's Victorious EO3 or Cody Wilson, and today we have a new video, and I apologize so much for being away for so long. I had some serious stuff going on with family issues and just life in general, but now I am back and I'm doing another unboxing. Today we are doing the main event Showdown Series 27 featuring Ricky Saints and Ethan Page with the NXT North American Championship. Very nice touch. We have LA Knight and Seth Rollins with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Very nice, very nice. And last but not least, we have one of my favorites in the industry right now, Logan Paul with main event Jey Uso, and it has the World Heavyweight Championship. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get straight into the unboxing. Okay, so up first we have Seth Rollins and we have LA Knight for the Money in the Bank briefcase. Now, personally, looking at this box itself, I can already tell I really like the designs, especially with the Rollins Vision pants at the time before, he got kicked out because of his injury. And then we got LA Knight. However, I do not like how they can never get his face right, or how they can just never get his hair. Because if you look at it from like the angle, yeah, his hair doesn't really go like that, so I don't know why they make it like that. But anyways, without further ado, let's get straight into the unboxing. Okay, now out of the package, let's look at LA Knight first. This is the Megastar LA Knight out of the package, and I'd say, it's a pretty good LA Knight, Like, again, like the hair, I don't like how the hair, they always make it. Otherwise, attire, I'd say it's a pretty good attire. I believe this actually is the attire he wore from Money in the Bank in 2025. Sorry, I forgot what year it was. But overall, I'd say, pretty good and well detailed LA Knight for, the main event series. I figure like all of the action figures in that series are actually pretty good. And then here is Seth Rollins. Now, Seth Rollins, this one I like a lot because it was during when he was in the Vision, and I just liked how it was so perfect, and then, WWE just completely destroyed all that. Braun Breaker's not going anywhere right now. You got Austin Theory and Maxine Dupree being like Liv Morgan and Dirty Dominic Mysterio, and then you got Logan Paul, who's sadly out with a, injury, but he'll come back. My king will come back. But anyways, looking at this attire, I'd say it's a pretty classic Seth Rollins attire, and it's a good attire in my opinion. Sorry, I just stuttered my words. And then last but not least, we have the Money in the Bank briefcase that comes with it. Now, I have lots of these, but none of them are really as detailed as this one. So I will say I do like the detail on this. And then if you just open it, there's nothing inside. I might put like a little piece of paper in there to kind of like make it look like a contract, but that's just me. So overall, I think with that set, it'd probably be around 8 or 7.5 out of 10. Next on the list, we have Ethan Page and Ricky Saints. Now, personally, Ricky Saints, I like him in NXT, but I don't like how they're using him on the main roster right now. Along with Ethan Page, in my opinion, I like his new Def Rebel theme other than his old one, because the beat just goes hard. But I feel like they're just not really capitalizing or using them both correctly on Raw and SmackDown, which is a shame because both of them are like really talented and both of them were on AEW. So maybe in the future they'll go with Cody Rhodes or something, but for now they're just kind of stuck in the mid card, which is unfortunate. But also they do have the NXT North American Championship, which honestly surprised me a lot because we never really see that besides with Obafemi and a few other characters. But like this is, I think it's pretty rare besides with Obafemi and a few other packs. But without further ado, let's go ahead and unbox this set. Okay, first off, looking at them without the package, we have Ethan Page. Now, looking in the package, I can already tell they kind of messed up his face, which is a little bit of a shame. But now that it's out of the package, I can kind of tell, it kind of looks like him, it kind of doesn't. He has the classic, hand up, which means like he's doing the ego smile, whatever. And then he have his trunks, and then the trunks all ego. And I really do like the knee pads with this crown. I feel like it's a very iconic attire for him. Same with the boots, has a crown logo on it. That was Ethan Page. And then here is Ricky Saints. Now I like this Ricky Saints a lot because of the card attire that he has on his trunks. This is Ricky Saints here in the face. I'd say the face scan is okay. Actually, it looks a lot better than Ethan's. But then like the trunks attire right here, I think is really amazing. The details with like the hearts and like just the card theme, I think is a really good touch for him. Same with the knee pads. The boots, they're okay. I think they could have done better. Same with the designs on the trunks, but I think overall it'd be okay. And then last but not least, we have the NXT North American Championship, and I haven't held one of these ever since getting that Obafemi. So seeing this in a long time, it's just kind of like wow. So it is pretty smooth, though. We'll say that it's a lot different than the other championships, like the World Heavyweight Championship or the NXT or Women's NXT. This one's just, if you see it, it's just smooth. Like it doesn't have any rub on it. It's just smooth. So I think I like that a lot more than just regular championships. But overall, for that set, I'd probably give it a 8.5 out of 10. It was really good, especially with all the characters and the NXT Championship. And last but not least, we have Jey Uso and my boy Logan Paul. Now, I was a big fan of Logan Paul growing up as a kid until the whole Japan incident, which we don't have to talk about, of course. But looking at this, I like Jey. He's pretty cool. I'm a fellow Samoan, so I kind of root for Jey in the bloodline, but it's kind of hard because sometimes they're really cool and really good. Other times they're just oh my god, when's the storyline gonna end? Especially with Roman, which no disrespect on Roman's, just sometimes his storyline's going for too long. It's just, it gets boring after a while. Let's be honest. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and unbox Jey Uso and Logan Paul. First up, we have main event Jey Uso. Now, even though I don't really like Jey Uso from time to time, I just think his tattoo designs on every single action figure he's ever in is really amazing and really well detailed. I love how it represents my culture along with his. Just the Samoan dynasty itself. Even on the back, they got everything. They have everything perfect. It's just, I think it's really good how they always capture the tattoo designs very well on the action figures. The face scans, however, it's a little questionable, but it does kind of look like Jey. He has a classic red and blue, I think, red and black. I'm not sure. Red and blue. There we go. Yeah, I'd say this is a pretty good Jey Uso. I only really like it because the tattoo designs, but that's just me. Maybe you're someone else who just likes Jey Uso for Jey Uso, but personally for me, I prefer Jey Uso with the tattoo design because it's really good how they can make it look. Next on the list, we have Logan Paul. Now, this Logan Paul actually looks a lot different than lots of action figures, and that's because he has long hair, and he also doesn't have his headband on, which I kind of wish they included the headband, but, that's okay. It is what it is. The arm pads, or elbow pads, excuse me, they're a little designed, It's just the same, yellow and black kind of look that he has. I do like his name, the Maverick. I think it really fixed him well. It's just, I don't know, it just reminds me of Bumblebee a lot, or it just reminds me of, it's just kind of bland, which I'm I like Logan Paul a lot, I really do. It's just, I kind of want him to have a better gimmick than the Vision, or, I feel like if they really wanted to push Logan Paul, they can make him go face, and I feel like he gets somewhat of a good reaction from it. But otherwise, he'll probably just end up being a heel for the rest of his career, let's be honest, because everyone hates him, unfortunately. But last but not least, we have Jey Uso's World Heavyweight Championship with the side belts. Now, I'm also very iffy on World Championships because sometimes they make them really good, sometimes they make them just completely bad, just insanely bad. I'd say right now, this championship is actually okay. It's not that bad. It has the look. It has a look. So I will give it that, because some of them, they look faded. They look not good. They look poorly made, if that makes sense. But I think this World Championship, it looks okay. It's just, there's only really one good championship for the World Heavyweight Championship. I forget which pack it is in. I'll have to go back and look and see if I can find it, because there's one that's just perfect. It looks absolutely perfect, and it looks good on every angle you look at it in the camera. But overall, I'd probably give this pack, I'd probably give it a 8 out of 10. I'd say, actually no, I'll take that back. It may be because I favor Logan Paul a lot, but I really think that's actually a really good pack. So I'd probably give it an 8.5 or 9 out of 10, just because both those characters are really well designed, and I think that they both deserve that rating. Anyways, guys, that's going to be today's video. Today we unboxed Jey Uso. We unboxed the Maverick Logan Paul. We unboxed Ricky Saints. We unboxed All Ego Ethan Page. We unboxed Seth freaking Rollins. And we unboxed a night. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and notification, and it will notify you when I'm actually on here and post videos, so you guys can watch every single video. And if you didn't know, I have a playlist, sorry, of all my action figure unboxings in the link below. So if you want to check that out, it'll pop up right there. Actually, I think right there. I'm not sure. Anyways, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.